Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newshour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. On the 4th of April, a 14-year-old girl in Hanskali in West Bengal attended the birthday party of Sohail Goali, the son of TMC Gram Panchayat member Samar Goali. A day later, she was dead. Her parents say that she suffered massive bleeding and pain after being gang raped by Sohail and his friends. But now, when the case is under scrutiny for mismanagement and an alleged cover-up, here is what the West Bengal Chief Minister had to say. The crime itself is gory enough, but for the head of a state to make such a comment about the rape of a minor, first listen to that.
Actual rape হয়েছে না প্রেগন্যান্ট ছিল বা অন্য কোনো কারণ হয়েছে নাকি কেউ ধরে ধরে চড় মেরেছে শরীরটা খারাপ হয়েছে লাভ অ্যাফেয়ার্স তো ছিলই বাড়ির লোকেরাও সেটা জানতো পাড়ার লোকেরাও জানতো এখন যদি কোনো ছেলে মেয়ে কেউ কারোর সাথে প্রেম করে সেটা আমার আটকানো আমার পক্ষে সম্ভব নয় এটা ইউপি নয় যে লাভ জিহাদ নিয়ে আমি প্রোগ্রাম শুরু করব
That's right. The Chief Minister is wondering whether what happened is rape or a love affair. She's wondering about whether the girl was pregnant. And the reason this comment is like salt on the wound of a family is because as it is, they say that everything has been done so far by the father of the accused. The father who is affiliated to the Trinamool Congress to silence them, to cover up the crime. First, the family was threatened against taking their daughter to hospital. Then, she was forcibly cremated. And finally, the family was warned against even filing an FIR. No wonder then that the government is now being asked, what happened to the Trinamool Congress's demands earlier, demanding justice for India's daughters?
হাঁসখালির ঘটনা এবং হাঁসখালির ঘটনা নিয়ে রাজ্যের প্রশাসনিক প্রধান মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর যে অত্যন্ত নিম্নরুচির বক্তব্য কেউ প্রেম করলে আমি কি করব এই যে প্রেগনেন্ট মহিলা ছিল তার দাহ হয়ে গেল উনি ওই নাবালিকাটি প্রেগনেন্ট ছিল লাভ অ্যাফেয়ার্স ছিল এগুলো মুখ্যমন্ত্রী জানলেন করতে আগামীকাল হাঁসখালিতে আমি এবং আমার কলিগ এমএলএরা অনেকে যাব
রাস্তায় যে ডেকে সেদিন ভয় দেখিয়েছে লোকটাকে
না রাস্তায় ডেকে ভয় দেখে
তাহলে কোথায় ভয় দেখিয়েছে
বাড়িতে হুমকি দিয়ে গেছে
কারা
রাতে তাদের মুখ চেনা যায়
তারপরে কারা এসেছিল একদিনের মধ্যে 4 থেকে আজকে হচ্ছে 6 তারিখ
5 তারিখে হয়েছে ঘটনা
হ্যাঁ
ওই একদিনে আইছে
তারপরে কারা এসেছিল
তারপরে তো আসেন
সমাজবাদীর লোকজন এসেছিল
না আগেই তো সমরকলি
হ্যাঁ
ওরাই তো আগেই
ওরা কি সমাজবাদীর লোকজন ছিল
হ্যাঁ
কি করে জানলেন
ছেলে
কি করে জানলেন
আমার মেয়ে তো ওই বাড়িতেই গেছে
ওই বাড়ি থেকে আপনি কি করে কনফার্ম হলেন ওই বাড়িতে গেছে
মেয়ে বলে গেছে যে ওই সমরকলি ছেলের জন্মদিন ওই বাড়িতে আমি যাচ্ছি
इस पॉक्सो कानून में कोई कंसेंसुअल सेक्स की एज नहीं है कोई कंसेंसुअल फिजिकल रिलेशन की एज नहीं है 18 साल से कम उम्र के बच्चे के साथ सेक्सुअल रिलेशनशिप स्थापित करना अपराध है अब अगर वहाँ की मुख्यमंत्री ही पॉक्सो कानून के बारे में इस तरीके से बात करेंगी और एक नासमझी का प्रदर्शन करेंगी तो हम उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि वहाँ के अधिकारियों की समझ का स्तर तो बढ़ना की संभावना है ही नहीं FIR के बाद हम भी ये मान के चल रहे थे कि पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेगी लेकिन जब मुख्यमंत्री महोदय का इस तरीके का स्टेटमेंट पाया है तो डेफिनेटली हम लोग इसमें कॉग्निजेंस लेंगे और ये जांच ठीक तरीके से हो इसकी निगरानी करेंगे
So the Chief Minister looks at it as a love affair gone wrong, but here comes the real shocker. Despite the main accused being arrested, can the family expect any justice? Shocking details which have been given in a PIL put before the Calcutta High Court seeking a CBI probe. It lays out the appalling details. Here's what it says. It says that the minor's body was taken forcibly from her family and cremated by the TMC leader and his men. When the family went to the police station to lodge a complaint, they were not just turned away. They were told, if you dare to go to any agency, your house will be burnt down. When this is the way in which coercion and a cover-up have been affected, Can this family expect any justice, or is this another case fit to be given to the CBI?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with the state spokesperson of the BJP, Priyanka Tibrewal, Tausif Ahmed, advocate, Riju Datta, spokesperson of TMC, to who have the first question. How can the Chief Minister say that this was a love affair when the matter is still sub judice? Riju Datta.
First of all, Padmaja, I want to inform all you viewers that the Chief Minister of West Bengal
is also the Home Minister of the state. She gets directly her information from the DG of the state, number one. Now, I'll explain the sequence of events. This heart-wrenching incident, which we completely condemn, happened on 4th. 5th, the girl passed away. 6th or 7th, her family cremated the body. And on 10th, the family went and filed a complaint with the police, and the police took immediate action, and the prime accused are already arrested and produced in the court. Now, here 2 things are coming into account, whether they have a love affair or not. That is what the people of that local area are saying. When the body is already cremated by the family themselves, what about the evidences now? And the third most point...
How do you know that the family cremated the body themselves? Because now, in the PIL, that before the Calcutta High Court, here is what the family says. The family says that the minor girl of 14 years old was invited to the birthday party. Her parents were prohibited by family members of Brojo from taking the girl to a hospital. Samar Gayali, who is an influential Trinamool leader of the locality, and his party workers forcefully burnt her body at a nearby crematorium without even a death certificate.
Right.
So what is being said is that they have taken away the body, they have burnt it, there is no death certificate, and now the cover-up is complete. The Home Minister of the state has said this was a love affair.
1 second. This PIL is filed by some workers of the BJP now who are advocates, as you can see, a lot of them, and it is not a statement given by the family to the police. It is an advocate's PIL filed in the court. It is not the family's version.
So this PIL is the BJP. Let's play out what the father says. Let's play out what the father says. Is the father a BJP worker? Is the father a BJP worker?
No. And see,
then let's listen to the father.
All fingers are raised.
Let's listen to the father, sir. Let's listen to the father.
Okay, please.
Let's listen to the father. Listen.
রাস্তায় যে ডেকে সেদিন ভয় দেখিয়েছে লোকটাকে,
না রাস্তায় ডেকে ভয় দেখে,
তাহলে কোথায় ভয় দেখিয়েছে?
বাড়িতে হুমকি দিয়ে গেছে।
কারা?
রাত্রে তাদের মুখ চেনা যায় না।
তারপরে কারা এসেছিল? এদিনের মধ্যে 4 থেকে আজকে হচ্ছে 6 তারিখ।
5 তারিখে হয়েছে ঘটনা।
হ্যাঁ,
ওই একদিনে আইছে।
তারপরে কারা এসেছিল?
তারপরে তো আসেনি।
সমগ্রলীর লোকজন এসেছিল
না, আগেই তো সমরগলির, ওরাই তো আগেই।
ওরা কি সমগ্রলীর লোকজন ছিল?
হ্যাঁ।
কি করে জানলেন?
ছেলে।
কি করে জানলেন?
আমার মেয়ে তো ওই বাড়িতেই গেছে।
ওই বাড়ি থেকে আপনি কি করে কনফার্ম হলেন ওই বাড়িতে গেছে?
মেয়ে বলে গেছে যে ওই সমরগলির ছেলের জন্মদিন ওই বাড়িতে আমি যাচ্ছি।
Mr. Datta.
Padmaja, if you have a translator and here a lot of people are there who can speak Bengali, the father says that nobody threatened me on the road. I cannot recognize faces. Shamar Goali's people came and they threatened me once, but nowhere they mentioned, like, please.
Shamar Goali is a Trinamool leader. Shamar Goali is a Trinamool leader.
1 second.
We read what was written. We read what was written in English and people heard that too.
Everybody is Trinamool.
There is no place to deny the fact.
It is not ordered by Trinamool.
Sir, I have a simple question. Is Samar Goali a Trinamool leader?
In Bengal, everybody is Trinamool now. Are we ordering from the party to commit this nuisance? He has committed a crime. He will be behind bars.
I'm so glad you say everyone in Bengal is a Trinamool now, because then the people who were burnt alive in Birbhum are also Trinamool. Then this 14-year-old girl who was raped and killed is also Trinamool. And then all the more reason that the Home Minister of the state should not be saying that it was a love affair, even as the case is sub judice.
Irrespective of being Trinamool, they are behind bars now.
Sir, only one man is behind bars. This accused, the father who took the body and cremated it, is on the run.
He never took the body. No, that's a lie. No, that's a lie. Nobody took the body. No, the PIL is filed by somebody like the BJP spokesperson here.
Okay, Sanju Verma, PIL is by the BJP. BJP
That the
spokespersons.
honorable court will decide. You will not decide that.
Exactly my point.
PIL is by BJP spokesperson Sanju Verma.
BJP advocate.
BJP is by
on each and every
PIL is by BJP spokesperson Sanju Verma.
May I?
Yes.
Okay. You know, Padmaja, what I find most appalling is the fact that on one hand, Mamata Banerjee says that the investigation is yet to reach its final conclusion. Hence, nobody should jump to any conclusion. Okay, madam, if the investigation is to still reach its conclusion, BJP is not going to jump to conclusion. Please tell us, why have you jumped to the conclusion that possibly this was a love affair gone wrong, possibly this was a pregnancy gone wrong, possibly this was a case where the girl had a love affair.
Sanjuji, the court accused her arrested and it is in court. She's the home minister. She gets her feedback from the DG of the state. How difficult it is for you to understand that? The accused are arrested and it's
So tell me one thing, Riju Datta, hold on a second. She's the home minister of the state. She gets all the details. The girl was cremated without a post-mortem being done. How did the home minister and the chief minister know that this girl was pregnant? How?
Because that is the information.
The post-mortem wasn't even done. Unless you did the post-mortem and nobody knows about it. If there was no post-mortem done and the girl was cremated without the death certificate, how does the home minister / chief minister know she was pregnant? Answer this.
That is what the local people have given the information to the
So
local
the home
police
minister of
and
the state
police
is
have
going
given
by
to the
information
DG
of the local
How
people.
difficult it is for people to understand this.
So just a second, Riju Datta, you're saying that the chief minister of the state is going by what the local people are telling her.
saying.
That is the investigation in this case.
You have to understand what the show that we are doing, whatever you are playing and whatever people are saying is based on what the family is saying and the neighbors are saying. It's a running story.
Sir,
it's a
I
development.
am
It's a
quoting
case
to
under
you what
investigation.
is said in black and white. I am not going
And the
by
black
what
and white
the
paper is a
local
fake
people
piece of
are
paper that is
saying.
in PIL
I
filed by
unfortunately
one
am
jobless
talking
BJP
about more
advocate. That does not
substantive
have any
things
value.
than seemingly according to you the home minister is, because I am going by one, what is put on record before the Calcutta High Court. Two,
Yes,
by
that what
the
is put
father
on
is
record by
saying
the Calcutta High Court is by
on
a
our
jobless
camera.
BJP advocate.
Not
It has
some
no value to
unknown
the
local
of Bengal.
people who are saying
The
things.
state police have done their job. The home minister has done the job. What this jobless BJP advocate has put on a piece of paper is immaterial.
Okay, so let Sanju Verma finish
The
her point.
accused are arrested.
Let Sanju Verma finish her point, then I will bring out a second fact. Go on, Sanju Verma, finish your point.
Padmaja, this horrific case is Lavanya 2.0. Lavanya 1.0 happened in Tamil Nadu. Lavanya 2.0 has happened in West Bengal.
And Unnao, you remember Sanjuji, Unnao and Hathras?
Okay, again, it is not fair. Mr. Datta, let her finish, then you rebut. Yes.
Riju Datta, stop shouting. It's not your turn, so please now shut up and let me
I'm just
finish.
reminding you of
No, shut
Unnao and
up, please,
Hathras.
please. Again,
Let
I'm
me
requesting
finish.
everyone, we'll keep
Let
it
me
civil.
finish. No, because you have been
No,
allowed
but
to
no name calling and shut ups, please. Yes, go on.
Yeah, so please then do not allow him to heckle me. I cannot keep requesting for my turn. Yeah, I need to finish my point without being heckled by this man. Let me tell you one thing very clearly, Padmaja, your audience needs to know. What makes the entire episode, the entire incident even more dreadful and sordid is the fact that the Chief Minister of West Bengal is not only the Home Minister of West Bengal, but she is also a woman. I remember very clearly, in February 2012, there was a lady called Suzette Jordan who was gang raped outside a Park Street nightclub.
Okay.
And I still remember very clearly what Mamta Banerjee said, and your audience needs to know. Suzette Jordan was a loose character lady who was an alcoholic, and maybe this was not a rape, but she was meeting with a couple of her clients. And it is wrong to say that consensual sex between Suzette Jordan and her clients is a gang rape.
Okay.
Then please tell me, after 4 years in 2016, you nabbed two people, Kader Khan and Ali Khan, who were accused of gang rape of Suzette Jordan. Are you not ashamed? You did the same thing in January 2020 when there was a gang rape in Kumarganj. And what did Mamta Banerjee say then, Padmaja? It's very interesting. She said, how can a 34-year-old woman be be gang rape. It is not possible. In August 2021, a BJP worker's wife was gang raped in front of her two sons. Then what did she say? It was a BJP person's wife, so we should not believe them. This is political. Now, in April 2022, when a minor is gang raped, she says, could this have been a love affair? Could this have been a pregnancy gone wrong? Let me remind you, Niju Datta, in June 2021, a 60-year-old woman filed a
So what's your point?
Supreme Court that she was accused she was gang raped in front of a 6-year-old son. All I'm saying is, Mamata Banerjee has a history of encouraging law and order going completely to the dogs, completely down the drain. She faces no accountability.
Riju Datta, simple point is, from Suzette Jordan to a 14-year-old, a crime followed by victim shaming.
There is no victim shaming here.
There's no victim shaming? You've just said that a minor girl could have been pregnant, could have had a love affair. I'm sure, as your friend sitting in the window next to you, Suzette Jordan could tell you, sir, that in the case of a 14-year-old minor, even if it was consensual sex, it's statutory rape. A chief minister and a home minister should know better than to say that a 14-year-old girl was having a love affair. It's statutory rape. This man is an adult, the girl was a minor. It's rape, it's rape, it's rape.
It is rape, it is rape, it is rape, and
then why is she calling it a love affair gone wrong?
With IPC 376,
that poor man is living in a village, he's trying to fight a case, and now he has to deal with the chief minister of the state saying, love affair hoga, wo pregnant thi. I'm sure you know, sir, it is easy for us to sit on TV and to say we'll get justice, but it's enough to shut up a father because the chief minister of the state has said his girl was pregnant out of a love affair. This is the way of shaming a family into silence.
No. The prime accused have been given IPC section 376 rape,
or when anything happens with the minor, that comes under POCSO, and that will be a rape. So these sections should be taught to the chief minister herself, who is now doing the character assassination of a girl, of a child who is not even alive. Who is not even alive?
Do not lie on national channel.
A 14-year-old child is not even alive to respond to this character assassination, which is being done by the chief minister herself. There is spate of violence going on against women, and we have seen all this even after the
Just a second, Mr. Datta, let me just understand. You are
these
saying
vultures will politicize criminal incident.
Sir, vultures, I mean, I don't even want to get into who's being a vulture here, but you are saying that you are worried about the morale of the West Bengal police being brought down, but you think there is nothing problematic in saying that a minor would have been pregnant and had a love affair when the law itself states that under POCSO this is statutory rape. What do you say, Priyanka Tibrewal, when the argument is forwarded, the main accused is now in jail, he's been booked for rape, and that statements of the family have been recorded under 164 before a magistrate? There is no need to think there is a miscarriage of justice. Priyanka Tibrewal. One by one, Mr. Ahmed, you are also a lawyer, I know. We'll come back to you.
I think Priyanka is my name and let me respond, Kausi. So, yes, how insensitive. We have an incompetent, inhuman government who is now, they are now just waiting, and without finding out the facts, what is coming out in the investigation, they are saying that it was a relationship. The reason behind this is because in last so many killings which is happening in West Bengal, all who are involved are TMC netas. And that day I said that the lawmakers and the lawbreakers are the same. So these anti-social elected representatives, and I repeat, anti-social elected representatives, because they won the elections, the panchayat elections, when they did not allow anyone, to even file their nomination. So that is why these lawmakers are the lawbreakers. And so inhuman, a 14-year-old, a chief minister should at least know this much, that when a minor is raped,
No
when
problem.
a minor is raped,
The
it is
accused
under
is already
POCSO.
behind bars.
How dare she say
The
that it
accused
was
is behind bars.
that she was
The
pregnant?
case
How
is in
could
front of
she?
the court,
How could
and
she
the
do the
court will
character
produce its
assassination
judgment.
of a 14-year
You keep
child?
maligning Bengal.
It is
You
because
keep doing
it
your
is
virtual
because they are
politics over
testing the
dead
human
bodies of
resilience.
14-year-old girls.
It is
That
because they are
suits you.
testing
That is why
how
your
much
existence in
power and
Bengal is zero.
capacity people
Is
of
zero,
West
madam,
Bengal
is
have to
zero.
withstand this reign
Keep
of
on
terror
maligning
which has been
Bengal.
spread
Keep
by
on
the
maligning
Trinamool
Bengal
Congress.
police.
It has been
Tausif
spread
Ahmed.
by
You are
their
zero
workers.
and you'll always be a hero in this state.
Who is giving them?
Padmaja.
Who is
We fight for the
confidence?
justice.
Tausif Ahmed, the simple question is, if the police is accused of misdemeanor, if the accused is linked to TMC and the chief minister herself indulges in victim shaming, what hope is there of a credible probe in the state? What hope?
Padmaja, you are giving an impression as if a case of rape and murder is not initiated, but a case of suicide is initiated. You are giving an impression which is totally, misguiding your viewers. You and I both know that a case of rape and murder is initiated, that arrest has been made, and yes, when an investigation is going on, all angles will be probed, and that is what the
let me stop you right there in your tracks. Since you spoke of misleading, let me set a few facts straight. Fact number one, the FIR is filed. No. Let's get the facts straight. The fact number one is FIR was filed. I'm sorry, I have to reduce your audio for 4 seconds because you have said there is misleading and there should be no misleading, so let's stick to facts. FIR is filed 4 days after the death of this minor. PIL in court says that when the parents went to lodge complaint with the Haskhali police station on 5th of April, they were sent back. Not only that, the victim's family was threatened that their house would be set ablaze. So the FIR has been done, but it's been done 4 days late. Point number one. Point number two. Let's stick to the facts, sir. Point number two. Just a second. Point number two.
Let me counter that.
Point number two, the arrest has been made. Rape charges have been given. But, sir, the girl has been cremated without a medical report, without a post-mortem, without a death certificate. How will anyone probe rape? This is the biggest fig leaf ever. The girl is cremated, she's gone. So much so that the PIL says her body was snatched and cremated, which means the evidence has been destroyed. What kind of an investigation are you talking about?
Padmaja, I am thankful that you now concede that a rape charge has been pressed.
Father is misled. PIL is Prayojit. Who is telling the truth according to you? The women who were raped in post-poll violence were all BJP workers, so they should be discounted. This man should be discounted. PIL should be discounted. But the chief minister can go and say that this was a pregnancy and a love affair and we should take it as the gospel, right?
PIL cannot be the truth.
Sir, PIL cannot be the truth, but the chief minister can be the truth. How does the chief minister know? How does the chief minister know?
The honorable court is
subject to contents of the PIL is subject to court scrutiny.
First of all, one accused has been arrested, and the person who is linked to your party is still on the run along with his whole family. Point number one. Point number two, I have a specific question to ask you, Tausif Ahmed. Just a second. I have a specific question to ask you since you are a lawyer. An FIR has been lodged. Statements have been recorded. But if the girl is cremated, how will a rape investigation take place? How will you investigate rape without a medical report?
The family of the girl has cremated the body.
The family says she was cremated forcibly. The family says she was cremated forcibly. Sir, do you realize that in Haskhali, the same thing has happened, which happened in Hathras? You led a delegation to Hathras when you go to Haskhali.
Please do not mislead. Do you have the family's detailed confession to the police? No. You have BJP's PIL, which is a lie. Please don't mislead. Family has not recorded the statement that the body was snatched.
Okay, let's clear this one by one. any statement that has been made in this PIL, Priyanka Tibrewal, is sponsored by your party and you. This is not the family's allegation.
See, whatever
these are not families against. This is advocates like Priyanka Tibrewal who are jobless after Bengal elections are filing this PIL in the court.
Every time we are seeing that in the last couple of months, each and every PIL, a CBI probe is ordered. Why? Because there is inefficiency of the police. Because there is apprehension, they will not reach out to the
CBI has been investigating 20 cases in Bengal.
Because there is got a violence in West Bengal.
ED और CBI BJP के दो नया भाई.
CBI
is compromised by BJP and your leader. Why Suzette Jordan
Simple question which Mr. Ahmed, the lawyer, still hasn't answered. This FIR that has been lodged, is it even worth the paper it is on if the victim is cremated without a medical report? How will you investigate rape, sir? Tell me, if you were the Solicitor General in this case, if you were the Advocate General in this case, how would you investigate rape when there is no medical report and the victim is cremated? How? Explain to us.
The job of investigation is of police. And they are they have an expertise and they will do their job.
How?
The job of the court
the victim is gone.
At the report.
How? How will the police
investigate? And as a Home Minister, she will make statement on the basis of the report given to them by the police.
Is charged on the accused.
On what basis do the petitioner?
What has she said even before the investigation?
It is already mentioned in the charge sheet. IPC 376.
In the
He
hope
said it
of
was a relationship. It is not rape.
Okay, so the police will investigate, and charges of rape, Sanju Verma, have anyway been put in the FIR.
Yes. 376 and 302. Rape and murder.
Okay, we heard you. Padmaja, this is not done. Fine. I found one thing very interesting. Riju Datta kept saying that the fact that the girl was possibly having a love affair has been told to the police constabulary in Bengal by the girl's neighbor. In this case, you're not believing the PIL because the BJP leader has filed the PIL. You believe the girl's neighbor. Right? You said that a couple of times. Okay, let me finish. You said a couple of times we believe the neighbor. In the Birbhum case, Padmaja, okay, now Riju, I did not interrupt you. In the Birbhum case, I clearly remember this man coming on every channel. In the Birbhum case, when the neighbor said they saw Anarul Hassan, your TMC block panchayat member, locking doors and windows, putting people, shoving them inside their house and setting them on fire. You said you cannot believe the neighbor. We have to believe this police.
Sanju Verma, please do your homework.
You will decide who is to be believed, who is to be not. Let me finish.
Anarul was arrested after the chief minister gave her go-ahead. Remember, it happened a good 48 hours after the murders of 8 people. The 9th died in hospital subsequently.
One second. Is TMC heavy routine that an incident will happen and instantly everything will happen?
First of all, let's move beyond Birbhum, because I would like to very humbly and politely remind you, you said everything was happening according to the book in the Birbhum case, and yet the Calcutta High Court observed, in order to instill the faith of the people that any semblance of justice is to be done, this case must go to the CBI. So please, your protestations about how fantastic your probe was discounted by the Calcutta High Court.
Can I finish my point?
Okay, please, let's move beyond Birbhum. Finish your point, Sanju Verma.
Yeah. Padmaja, the other very important point I want to make is when a debate discusses either a gang rape or arson or vandalism or lawlessness in Bengal, I see repeatedly the Trinamool spokesperson saying, oh, we've arrested so-and-so, oh, we've booked so-and-so, oh, we've done an FIR against so-and-so. Let me remind, Justice Rajesh Bindal last year said in the post for Bengal violence, yes, the Bengal government is very quick in registering FIRs. Okay, there were 3,384 cases of sexual violence. Go back and read that. And you registered FIRs in how many cases? 137. 137 cases, 4%. So stop giving this bhashan and you let go of these people within 48 hours. You register FIRs and then you allow them to go for free 48 hours. You come to TV studios and behave. as if Mamta Banerjee stands for the gospel truth. The fact is, Article 355 and 356 now, high time need to be applied there. Law and order has collapsed in Bengal.
All right. I am going to end because tomorrow the Calcutta High Court will start hearing this PIL, which says very simply, and I will quote from it, even though Mr. Datta says that this is sponsored by the BJP. The appeal says, although it is learnt that Brojo has been booked by the Haskhali police station and is presently behind bars, there is sufficient reason to believe that the investigation, if allowed to be conducted by the West Bengal police, and if the investigation is not transferred to CBI, then justice will be denied to this hapless victim and her bereaved family. And where they speak about the cremation, which Mr. Datta says was done voluntarily, the PIL says, the said act of cremation without even obtaining death certificate from a doctor is sufficient proof that the accused persons will make all endeavor to wash off all further evidence, because even the burning pyre was washed after the body turned to ashes. If this looks like an investigation that will proceed in a manner that gets justice, we'll be keeping a close watch. Let's certainly hope that justice is done. Thank you very much, both gentlemen, Priyanka Tibrewal, Sanju Verma, for joining me.